Hey there. Hey, Sasha.
Hey Tracy,
How's it going?
good. I'm having fun with Ortelius in a box.
Good.
So yeah, I've deployed Istio, deployed Keptn and Argo. I just can't figure out the Ortelius Helm charts. I don't know how to deploy them.
Hmm.
Man, I need Steve's brain.
Well,
It's like it's using this. I know Brad showed me once before. It's using this like Node.js mapper or something to make a list,
yeah.
but every time it tries to fetch it in my automation, it says it can't find index.yaml. But it's there now. I don't know. I might just have to use it a different way. I'll just have to download them from Artifact Hub, unpack them, and use and let my ultimate goal is to let Argo manage all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, part of it is I think the repos aren't I don't think the index.yaml is valid for some reason.
It keeps saying it can't find it, can't find it. But all the other repos are fine, right? Like Keptn works perfect. Except for the image is wrong. It's pointing to one of Brad's images that doesn't exist anymore.
And that could do it too, that there's like a missing file and it'll just it just says I can't find everything to to do everything I need to do.
Yeah, so Keptn works. I just do a kubectl patch and then I patch the image with a patch and replace the one that's there. It's called Brad McCoy Dev something, and I replace it with the one from GCR, and then it works fine. But I guess that should be fixed, right?
Yeah, that's what we'll need to.
But I need to spend some time with you to try and figure out that index.yaml for Ortelius, or if I can just manually get the Helm charts. Well, I mean, I can get them ready, I guess, and just download them. Get them just a bit fuzzy with the Ortelius Helm charts. I want to make sure I'm looking in the right places and stuff.
Yeah, that's part of it too, is we got part of the charts in one place, some of the customized stuff in another place, and that's why I was working on not last week but the week before, trying to get it all sorted out.
Yeah. Otherwise it's all running automated. I just run Terraform. I'm just testing with Terraform at the moment, but it works.
Cool.
I just got to figure out how to expose the whole cluster through Istio now.
I am waiting for your results.
My details? My details?
Yeah. Result of that Keptn Ortelius in a box.
Do you want it? Yeah, you can have it, yeah. It's been a lot of fun, eh? Wow. I'm building the cloud. I'm having my own cloud. I've got my own Ortelius cloud.
And are you running it locally on Kind?
Yeah, all on Kind. Deploy. I've got it all automated.
Nice.
So a developer can initially take this repo, run Terraform, poof. It all sets itself up. Yeah, and then I've got a very nice GUI for developers to look into the Kubernetes cluster, which is not part of the automation because it'll just add extra complexity and logic that doesn't need to be there. You just go and download it, and then it picks up the context and shows you everything that's going on. It shows you the Helms installed, it shows you everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've done something similar with Rancher. You can run Rancher locally and kind of do the same thing, attach it to a cluster and kind of look
okay, I didn't
in the cluster.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm using this thing from VMware called Octane. Is it called? Yeah, Octant. OCTANT. Yeah. Gives you applications, your namespace overview cluster. I can see all the Helm charts that are being used by this particular cluster, and I can add further plugins.
Cool.
It's got a plugin basing. You can write your own plugins. You can write them in Python, pretty much most languages. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's and you can apply YAML from within it if you want to, so you can test things. That's very cool.
So
All right.
Tracy, what do you have on our list
Yep.
today?
I'm going to open up our document here as soon as I find it.
And I am learning about the fast lane to do the CI/CD part for the mobile application.
I put the link to the doc in the
Nice,
chat.
Arvin.
Thank you for being fast. I don't know why my machine's just like do. All right, let's get to everybody. Let's update that from there. Chat.
Is it asking for request to access?
Yeah,
There you go.
you don't have access to this, Arvin?
Yeah, me too. It's asking me request access.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just
Yes.
yeah.
It's weird. Why is it? That's
Maybe Steve shared the wrong PDF.
no, it looks like it's the right one.
Yeah, I have the request access, which is weird. Are you able to edit it, Tracy?
I'm sending it. Yeah, I can edit it. Okay, you guys just got
Yeah, we have
It's
access.
just opened.
No, there we go.
okay. So last week, Steve, we went over Hacktoberfest just a little bit. I don't know how many, if there's any review you want to give us, or we need to get a blog out that talks about what we did for Hacktoberfest.
Yeah, we could pull the PRs that got closed. I think we had probably about probably close to 15 or 16.
Nice.
So I will have to look for that because I gotta look at a couple different repos to pull those numbers. But I think we had some pretty the folks that got into Hacktoberfest definitely got their pull requests done.
Okay. The other thing we needed to, the visionary, let me put I'll share this blog that I updated. We're calling it the holiday gathering. So this outreach committee, we need to finalize anything with regards to that. And right now, what we'll do is, because we're late, I'm going to make this, we're a little bit late on getting this stuff in order. I'm going to take Sasha and Arvin, I'm going to take your recorded session that we did for the CD Foundation, and we'll run that kind of as our, so after we do beer and donuts from 9 to 10, let me share my screen. After we do beer and donuts from 9 to 10, which is when we'll do awards as well, we will jump over to Twitch. Hopefully Sergio can do this. From 10:15 to 11, we'll do dinner with Abraham Ortelius, which is Sasha and Arvin. And then I'm going to have Steve do an introduction to this CI/CD command line interface. One of the board's initial discussions at the beginning of the year was to improve the onboarding of Ortelius. The CI/CD command line interface is intended to achieve that. So Steve will do that. And then we start with our lightning talks. I'm going to just do a 10-minute talk on reviewing how we're aggregating SBOM evidence, and we need 3 more talks. Siddharth is going to see if he can't get somebody from NatWest because he likes his team to do a talk. So we probably will have somebody from NatWest, and so we need 2 more talks, and that'll end us by 1. So we literally only need to record 3. I'll record my own, and Steve will record his own, And I've already got Arvin and Sasha. I already have your recording, and I'll
Are those
pull it
are those
together.
pre-recorded? Are those pre-recorded?
Yeah, these are all pre-recorded. Where we just run them on Twitch.
Okay.
And in this, I gave enough time. So from 10 to 10:15 is not a whole lot of time to jump over to Switch and take a break. But whoever's being our Twitch Jay will start games at 10 o'clock on Twitch. And then I have given 10 minutes between each talk here, and 5 minutes between the other talks. The last one, we did a 10-minute break for games because everybody likes to play games. So that's what we'll be doing for the what I'm calling our holiday gathering. So I've already set this up to be tweeted out or not. It's being tweeted and it's on LinkedIn. And that's the other discussion I'd like to get from this group. And I want to get a feeling from the board as well, if we should continue posting on Twitter. There's a lot of problems now with Twitter. It's becoming kind of a political hotbed. We may not want to support it because it's got some baggage now. So just to think about it as an outreach, if we should continue. I have got a post on Twitter through the end of the year. So it may be something we do at the beginning of the year is to stop, just bring down our accounts on Twitter. So my recommendation is we'll wait and see if things calm down. And if they don't, we bring down our Twitter account. We still have a very strong presence on LinkedIn. Most of the people that are in the community have LinkedIn accounts and they don't necessarily have Twitter accounts. So I don't think Twitter's adding a whole lot, but certainly getting feedback from this group as an outreach. And then I'll take that recommendation to the board and we'll make a decision for 2023. Other than that, for outreach, this is pretty much what we're focused on, is getting our holiday gathering put together and getting those potentially two additional talks. So in the other talk that we need a review of what we're doing with the XRP ledger. So Steve, if there's somebody who's contributing on the XRP side that you think should work with them to give a review of what we've done. Maybe we can get Utkarsh to do that.
Yep, we can get somebody to do that.
Well, since I'm not sure who's on the team working, if you would ping somebody and ask them to do that.
Yeah.
And then we would just need one more talk.
I could do Ortelius in a box if you want. But everybody might be tired of me because I'm already in the beginning as well.
It's okay. It's okay. If you want to do that, it's totally okay.
Look, if you're struggling to find someone, I'll do that. I'll do Ortelius.
Well, why don't you plan on doing it anyway? Because we might do it at a CD Foundation or we'll have it handy.
Yeah. No, I've done the documentation already. It's ready
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should do that because that you're talking about what you're just working on right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
so
that's
the
got
other
Argo.
one,
yeah,
that's got Argo, Ortelius, Keptn, and yeah.
I think we should do that for
Istio.
a CD. I think we should do that for a CD Foundation meetup.
But I need some help from you, very clever people, to help me just do the configuration and some of the stuff.
Let's plan on doing that for like a mid-January CD Foundation meetup.
Cool. Yeah. This is the dev environment, so that anybody who joins Ortelius, whether you're a student or a seasoned dev, can literally just take the automation, run the Terraform, and it sets it up for you. I'm not saying I'm stuck on Terraform. I'm just testing it out to Terraform. Yeah. It's just something I'm using at the moment, but I'm also going to investigate using Pulumi, because you can standardize everything on YAML and it's just pure YAML everywhere. And so it's one language. You're not complicating it with Terraform. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Sasha is working on.
It's a really cool project. I'm going to add the XRP stuff to it too.
Okie doke. Okay, was there anything else that I covered there? And I think that we did a blogathon once. I think it was in February. I think we should do a blogathon again in February.
That will be push out articles there for all of us.
Yeah.
To boost the documentation, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that will work in either end of January, beginning of February.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to do.
Okay.
And give me 1 second. I'm almost done counting all the Hacktoberfest stuff. What was I? We're at like 20. I think we're gonna have like 24. So I put down 24 pull requests that we did for Hacktoberfest.
Excellent.
And they were in a range of everything from their majority of them were documentation stuff. But also that included coding changes as well. So we had documentation, website updates, and coding changes were the majority of what was there.
Yeah, our documentation needs a lot of work. And just so everybody knows, this is not from a outreach, but we went in and we simplified the architecture group and the board indicated that so when the code base was contributed to the CD Foundation, it came with a lot of I would call it some baggage around automating deployments. And it's pretty complicated, even though you don't need it. Because most people use Helm and we integrate with tools like Helm or whatever you want to use for deployment. So while the code is still out there, we took it out of the documentation because to make it a lot simpler. Also, there's a reverse proxy that was part of the code base, but we don't have anybody hosting Ortelius, and the reverse proxy is only needed if you're using a SaaS version. So we took that out as well.
And doing deployments.
And doing deployments, yeah. It's required if you're going to do a deployment in a SaaS model. Because it's what it has.
What was that, Sasha?
Is it like Nginx? Is it built into something like that?
What it does is you put the reverse proxy, you put a Docker container inside your network, and it goes out and queries the database queue to see if there's any deployments to run.
I see. Okay.
But since we're taking out deployments, we don't need the reverse proxy, which helps lessen the confusion around what Ortelius is doing.
Yeah.
If just focusing on the service catalog portion of it is going to we'll just be talking one story.
Yeah, and it's a ton of steps of deployment. So right now, for Ortelius, it's all on premise, and it has nothing. And we're taking out the documentation around all the deployment features. And over time, we'll probably take that out of the code base because there's just a lot of stuff out there that doesn't need to be in there. So basically, we're looking at doing some cleanup on the code base. I continue to work with doing outreach to larger corporations. we did a demo with Broadcom. No, it's VMware. Same
VMware.
difference now there, yeah. With a person by the name of Tim Pepper. We're gonna reach out to him and touch base with him at the Linux Summit this week.
Nice.
And he
Yeah.
actually pointed out some of these things like the reverse proxy, some of the concerns.
And just the confusion on what to do and how to onboard. So onboarding is still one of those things that we have to clean up as part of it. And I think the updates that we did to the documentation around the CLI, those type of things, and build out some more examples around that will be handy as part of that. And I'm actually going through the steps right now that we put into documentation to clean up our GitHub, a couple of our GitHub actions. And that's where what you're running into, Sasha, with the charts being messed up. That's
okay.
I just have to roll the changes through all the repos.
Yeah.
And that should help a lot to get everything kind of pulled together.
Yeah.
I'm working on
cool.
a
Steve.
pretty document too that's like a POC document that we can that people can work from, and it covers how to just set up the initial CLI for the pipeline. And what it does is it creates a application, and it creates a component. And if you don't have the generation of SBOMs already in your CLI, it generates an SBOM using SIFT, I think. Is that right, Steve?
Yeah, Encore SIFT.
Yeah. So that stuff is included in there. So people can run, if they set it up through their CLI, that they can immediately start running and pulling in SBOM information. And then when that happens, we automatically start pulling in the CVEs.
Cool. This is what I'm hoping with Ortelius in a box, is that you can actually, if you take this anywhere, you don't even need to have internet, and you could show it working and interacting, right?
Right.
And also, I also want to learn more about Ortelius, how it works, so I can now use it on my local rack without having to try and install it in a client environment or a cloud environment, right?
Right.
I become the cloud.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where the what you're doing with Kind is going to be a huge plus. And we will need an internet connection because of the
you will need one. Okay.
At this point, the CVE database, we go query OSV dev every hour to look for CVEs, but we have a ticket out there that somebody's working on to change that up.
Okay.
So we may be able to kind of bootstrap a database for CVEs into the container, and that would be our give us that capability to run offline initially.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because the one piece that I actually don't have a clue how to do is to integrate it into a deployment pipeline. That part I really want to understand better with Ortelius.
Yep. And that's where the new doc that we came up with around the CLI and integrating will help you tremendously on that.
Okay, so that's addressing that part of it, just getting it integrated quickly and getting valuable information back about your microservices. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's going to be great. Wow, awesome.
Yeah. So what will happen is you'll be up and going in your pipeline within 10 minutes.
Wow, amazing.
And and I'm working on, like I said, I'm going through the steps in the documentation, just testing them out to make sure and ironing out any stumbling blocks where, we can minimize the number of commands that need to be done in the pipeline, things like that to simplify it.
Cool. Sounds good.
But also at the same point, I want to make sure that it's not too simple that people don't understand what it's doing. So it's kind of like the dilemma that they came up with when you had Betty Crocker cake in a cake in a box. They initially had it so the cake in a box, all you did was add water and you'd have your birthday cake all ready to go. And it was too simple that nobody bought it because they didn't feel like they're doing enough work. So
Seriously, wow.
So they added eggs. They added,
So
you had to crack a couple eggs.
to crack an egg and add water to
I
fix
thought that
that.
was the whole point. Isn't that like
So
going to
it had to be
McDonald's
simple, but
and
not
saying-
too simple.
Wow, that's interesting.
So that's one of the things that I'm working on in that documentation, going through to make sure that it's we have the right recipe for the cake in a box scenario.
That's cool.
So I may bug you, Sasha, to give it a go on your side with one of your pipelines.
I would love to.
So what
I've
we'll
got
do,
the perfect
Sasha-
project.
So Sasha, what we'll do is I'm going to send you the POC document and I want you to try to do it from the POC document.
Yeah, I've got
As
the
opposed to
perfect
calling
project. It's
Steve.
got about 200. No, it's got over 100 microservices.
Well, we can
So it's a nice.
we could just
Yeah.
even do it with our Ortelius microservices because we got to roll that out.
Okay. Yeah. Or what about just chucking it into kind even with this little environment too, right? Because I want to do.
It because it's on the pipeline side, you have to
Oh,
integrate
okay.
to
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah. I don't have a pipeline really working at the moment too.
yeah, so that's where it gets integrated into, is in the pipeline side.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try to get that document to you this week for you to test.
That'll be great. So I'll deploy Ortelius into Kubernetes and then I'll be able to set it up.
Yeah, it should be, the process should be installing it in a Helm chart. It'll tell you if you, how to install SIFT if you don't already have it. And then it'll show you
Okay.
the commands you need to execute for, there's like a 4-step process.
Oh, yeah, that sounds fantastic. Awesome. Because
And
I
just-
want to do a talk on Ortelius at, we have a Fridays for Learning at the Allianz. So
Yeah.
there's a massive scope, right? So I want to do Ortelius as I've got Ortelius on the list of talks for this Fridays for Learning because it fits perfectly into supporting developers understand their microservices, right? So it's perfect. It's a perfect tool. It's a great tool.
Yep. So and that's on Friday.
No, it's not this Friday. I've just put it in the pipe. So
Okay.
that's what I'm trying. We had to list all our subjects, and that was one of them, Ortelius.
Okay. Well, we'll
put
make sure
Ortelius
that
there,
you have
yeah.
that POC document this week, and you can walk through it and give it a go.
Cool.
And we'll put it out there.
Great.
The more folks we give it, have trying it, the better off we'll be.
Yeah, that'll be amazing. Eh? Can't wait.
And just on a side note, Siddharth has invited Sergio to do a talk in an internal presentation at NatWest. It's going to cover some catalog discussion. And there was something else I was supposed to tell everybody, and I'm forgetting what it was. I just had it in my head. I can't remember now, so it must not be important.
I hate
Okay,
that.
I do too.
Yeah.
I hate it. I'm feeling like I've just opened up the refrigerator and I'm staring at it going, why'd I come here? Happens, you know.
I found the
it
shampoo
happens.
once in the fridge. I found the shampoo in my fridge once.
I found
There
my
you go.
sunglasses. I found my sunglasses once in the fridge. I'm like, how did I do that?
Keeping cool on a summer. Summer day.
All right, guys. If there's nothing
right.
else, we are good. Thanks for all the hard work, everyone.
Cool.
We'll see you later.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
Cheers,
Oh, wait, I
bye.
don't remember what it
Oh.
was.
What?
Arvin got his first internship.
Yes, he did. He's a
Nice
champion.
going.
Oh,
Nice
man.
going, Arvin.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is going pretty great. Currently, I am learning the Fastlane for the Android DevOps part, and
Cool.
in the normal DevOps, I am learning Jenkins, GitLab CI, and Bash scripting.
Awesome.
Perfect.
So watch for any questions Arvin may post in our channel around Jenkins, but he does have now, I reached out to Oleg, and Oleg gave him the developer Slack channel or Discord channel for Jenkins. So he should be set up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I've got Arvin. Arvin's going to do the Ortelius in a box part. He's going to do the Jenkins part for Ortelius in a box. That's
Cool.
his job.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
on that note, Sasha, that could be one thing that we may want to tag on with the Ortelius in the box is to stand up a Jenkins under Docker and then
Yeah.
have like a sample pipeline that people
Exactly.
get to use as a starting point for a tutorial.
Exactly. It would be amazing, right? To have a
Yeah,
local
so,
thing running on your machine with all of that stuff and Ortelius and Argo and I don't know.
I don't know if you'll have enough resources to run Argo as well locally, but we'd have to.
You might, if you don't run the whole front end to it.
You just end up with a lot of containers that are running, and you go
Yeah.
from you get into the 30 container range pretty quick.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Let's
Okay.
see.
All
Let's see
right.
what my Mac M1 can handle.
there you go.
Right.
I am learning
Bye.
Jenkins. I am learning Jenkins under Docker. For the normal part is create some program. So we have to add some code in the Jenkins image. So I will share it in the content channel.
Perfect.
Yes.
Excellent.
Hey,
Okay.
great
All
job.
right, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.